Okay, it's time. We made it. That's too loud. I think that's better. I don't know why. So I did some rearranging on the wiring of my computer, and like everything's all jumbled around now. Like all my inputs and everything were all mixed around. But I think we got it figured out. So let's do. If I remember correctly, we need to be minus 30 there. All right, so let me know how everything sounds. How's everybody doing tonight? BP Hero Podcast, season number 7, episode number 5. Tonight, we'll be going over a few different things. Kind of want to talk about the grind for a minute. Kind of what started it all. As far as like the YouTube side of things, the things that maybe people don't see, what you can do, what should keep you motivated. And there's no reason that like anybody with any kind of passion for the sport can't do what I'm doing. There's absolutely no reason other than motivation. You shouldn't let anybody stop you. You shouldn't let, you shouldn't let what anyone else thinks stop you. If it's your passion, do it. If you like softball that much, just do it. But I'm not going to get too far into that right now. What we're going to do right now is our usual. We're going to hang out for about 10 or so minutes and let everybody kind of file in here. You know the deal. So again, like I said, for the live viewers here just catching up, I'm just going to check on our audio mixture. What's up, Adam? How you doing? Fat Guy BP in the house. I'm going to put in the chat here just a small poll for the microphone and music levels, just to make sure they're where they need to be. And if, while we're letting everybody kind of file in here, doing our usual, let everybody pile in. Do me a favor and go share this thing somewhere. I don't care where you share it. Just share it somewhere. Do us all a favor, right? Okay, there we go. I shared it on Facebook. Where are you guys going to share it? It's on the BP Hero page right now. Head over to Facebook. Give it a like. Share it around on there. I don't care what you do. But we're going to talk about our meme winner from a contest on Facebook. It kind of hit me out of nowhere. I was like, you know what? What the hell? I enjoy me a good meme, as it is. I enjoy a good softball meme on top of that. So I was in the mood. I said, hey... So listen, posted on the Facebook page at the BP Hero and said, listen, the best softball meme with the most reactions was a hat from HB Sports. All you got to do is share something that made you laugh. We can all enjoy them. There's a ton. Gosh, there was 86 comments. 86 comments on the post in just 2 days. I mean, you guys were lighting it up. It was pretty cool to see. Got a lot of good memes in here. I have notified the winner. He is the winner. We'll go over some of my favorites. We're probably just going to look through them all because I really enjoyed doing this. it was pretty fun. Some of these I've seen and I still get a chuckle out of, and then some of these I haven't seen and I thought were pretty good as well. There's the winner was by far probably the one that got me chuckling the most, and then there's some nostalgic stuff in there too. We're going to check it all out. But I'm hoping just to kind of give maybe an idea of what's coming up content-wise. It's going to suck. It's not going to be a ton of stuff, really. I'm going to try and vlog tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So we're pretty much just getting it crammed down our throats at work right now. the department that I'm in, the machine that we're running is down until Saturday. So they're like, look, we'll give you Thursday and Friday off if you want it, but it's probably going to be balls to the wall after that, weekends and everything. So I took the 2 days off just to kind of like get stuff prepared around the house for me to not, be around for a while. It's not like I'm leaving, going anywhere, but sometimes it's just hard. It's hard to stay caught up at home. You got to do your part around the house, and not to mention that, but just mentally kind of prepare yourself for probably, I'd say, a good 6 weeks of 12-hour days. There's a lot of people that do it, and I don't know how they do it. Man, it's just an absolute grinder on me. So I don't know what that's going to mean for upcoming content. So I figured I'd vlog tomorrow, and while I'm vlogging, if plans come together the way I'm thinking they will, we're going to like do a double whammy on the content. We're going to go to some indoor batting cages, hopefully hit on a hit tracks for the first time. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. It sounds like a lot of fun. I've seen some guys on YouTube doing that stuff, and obviously, personal opinion, the numbers on those things are way inflated. Like some of the guys tell me some of the numbers they hit, and I'm just kind of like, damn. But it'll be fun to see nonetheless, and it's just a way to mix up hitting in a cage. You gotta do something to break up the monotony once in a while, especially in the wintertime and especially in freaking Missouri. But I will say that we have been blessed enough to have a couple days of nice weather. So take it where you can get it, right? Adam says, not bad. Shit, man, I'm doing okay. Like I said, went to Cracker Barrel tonight. If you go to Cracker Barrel, I gotta pull this up real quick. Who at Cracker Barrel? I got 5 of you here. I know at least 4 of you have been to Cracker Barrel, okay? So there's a little peg game, right? This thing, every time I go there, I've gotten really close to figuring it out, but I never can quite get it figured out all the way. Okay. I'm just going to pull this picture up for you. It drove me absolutely nuts. So, this game right here. The object of the game is to take these pegs, jump the pegs around. You got to jump the pins, and it's like checkers. You got to jump one over the other, and then move to the next one, and then move to the next one. Basically, you're wanting to leave an empty space. You jump, remove a peg that you jumped over. You jump, remove another peg you jumped over. If you've been to Cracker Barrel, you know what the heck I'm talking about, okay? Been there more times than I care to admit. Played this game countless times. I could always get down to 2 left, but I could never get down to 1 left. And then this lovely young little waitress comes over, and I hear her talking on the table behind me about solving this game. And by the time I can say, hey, listen, we don't have time for you to come over here and brag about how fast you can get this game done. No sooner than I could get it out of my mouth, she had it done. She's got it down to a system. She's got her way of doing it. It took her like 30 seconds to get done. It was absolutely insane. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. But it'd be a good way to get free dinner out of somebody. And hey, can you solve this game? And believe it or not, it was actually fairly simple. So basically, I was trying to crowd everything towards a corner. Jump around and make your moves planned around getting everything to a corner. But it turns out that's not the strategy. The strategy is actually kind of clear up some space, get them all spread out, and then run them down into a corner after that. So you got to get them spread out and then bring them back together. It's interesting. If you know what I'm talking about, you do. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to play the video because I want to see if you mother truckers can figure it out. Yeah, Matthew, you're right. Only have 1 peg left. So it's, dude, it's, oh man. Drove me absolutely crazy trying to figure that thing out. So Adam does say the hit tracks is fun. That's good to know. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it works out. If not, probably still do something. The snow was melting, so maybe I'll just go out and do some T work with the radar or something. What I do have planned will be kind of some radar stuff. We'll see what ends up happening with it, but let's get started. We've hit the 10-minute mark, and we're going to talk about our softball memes. So let's get this pulled up here. Okay, so I said on Facebook, it said softball memes, who's got them? I said the meme that gets the most reactions by tomorrow's podcast wins an HB Sports hat. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of these didn't let me down. I've seen this one quite a few times, but it's so true. Everybody's been there. Everybody has 100% been there and been the guy that's like, God, I don't want to play softball. And then somebody says, you know, hey, we need a guy this weekend. And next thing you know, you're at the ball field, right? Everybody's been there. So it definitely related a lot to that one. I got a chuckle out of this one. It gets kind of smaller as you can see, but basically it says, would you let you play softball with no complaints? And when she, oh gosh, there we go. That may not work. I may have to come up with a plan B here. Stand by. Oh man, what a face. I'm really terrible at this podcast thing, guys. This isn't going to work. Okay. Let's see. Give me just a second here. Options. Mute for 1 hour. Okay. Try this again. Runners on first. I laughed at this one too. Runners on first and second. No outs. What's your approach? Hit middle harder? I mean, why wouldn't you? We've all seen this one, but it's still funny. And then he tells me, baby, I play so-pitch softball. My friends tell me I'm a beast. Yeah. See, and let me tell you something. So when, you know, the posts go around on Facebook, you know, I'm posting this. Everybody tell me what you think of me as a ball player and yada, yada, yada. And like, do you really think someone's going to tell you like, hey, you suck, or hey, do this, or hey, do that? Like, I get maybe the idea behind it to spread positivity. But this stuff just drives me nuts. But I've seen this one. It's funny, and it's honestly kind of true. Then this one is one of the old ones, but it's still a good one. The yellow pants guy. I don't know who this guy is, but he is never, ever going to live down wearing these yellow pants. Absolutely no question. He is doomed when it comes to the yellow pants. Then our next one. I'm getting there, Q. Just hang on. So pushy. Got to hit bombs by doing it right. He's shaving his bat. I thought this was funny. I didn't want to react to any of these because I felt like it would kind of skew the results maybe. That's something that was close. We had two that were within like 6 votes of each other. Or 6 reactions of each other, I should say. But I thought this one was pretty good. I got a chuckle out of this one too. Derek posted this one. That's a big softball. Almost like, where did we find that softball? That's a daunting question. I'm gonna have to see if he knows where that ball came from, because I kind of want to mess with it. I kind of want to see it. I want to mess with that ball. I got a chuckle out of this one too. And if you play softball this Saturday, consider yourself single. And it says 9 a.m. Saturday. That man ain't giving a damn. Felt this. My reaction after blowing up the pitcher, knowing I can't get hurt because I'm an outfielder. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely had a few of these guys on my team before. So, Jason, you said you have one of those large softballs. Where do you get something like that? I thought it'd be kind of cool just to have around, honestly. So I enjoyed this one too. It says, I'll do anything you want for $50. It says, if you ever pitch batting practice without a net. I mean, she never said what. Which is kind of funny. Speaking of, like, I thought about sometimes, you always, everybody, every local area has like their own little like Facebook group, right? And it's like people looking for jobs and this and that. Somebody's like, oh, looking for work. I thought about being like, hey, yo, listen, I'll pay you $20 to stand out here and pull the lever on this blue flame for a couple hours. Like, how do you lose? Sometimes you need somebody to pitch to you for BP. That's all. I don't know who took this picture, but this made me laugh. Yeah, Snacks hit the nail on the head with this one. People be like, looking to sell, looking to trade, low hits, mostly from the wife, slight paint seam, and it looks like it's been ran over by a Mack truck. That is Facebook to a T. Oh, what's up, Sammy? How you doing? Hey, thanks for stopping in, brother. Good to see you. We was talking about you the other night at dinner when I was hanging out with PJ. Miss you, buddy. Have a good night. Hope the baby's doing well. Got Seth in the chat, too. How you doing, Seffi? Let's see. What else we got? I've shared this one around a lot of people have shared this one, I should say. But I did think it was funny. It just kind of breaks down speediest players in the outfield, defensive liability in right field. Can't throw for shit from third base. Is playing second base. Oh, trust me, we've all been there. This is actually kind of deadly accurate. Let's see. Oh, yeah. We've all seen this one. So it's kind of funny. Little squints here. Gosh, what was the music video? Somebody help me out. He was in an Eminem video. Right? Wasn't that him? I think that's right. I'll have to look up and see what the name of the song was. But I do believe it was him in an Eminem music video. Obviously, he's an adult now, a grown man. Pretty dope music video, though. I know Eminem's kind of a hit or miss. Q, you can't share the same thing that Nick Ray did. He said you have youth have to have a small head about to win. When Coach asked why I swung at that pitch, boy, I'm telling you what. I've had to talk with some of these younger kids before about, listen, hey. What are you doing? Especially when it comes to like pitching BP, some of these younger guys trying to learn the game. Sometimes you just got to ask them, like, what was your plan when you swung at that pitch? Like, what did, in your mind, what was going to happen? What was the end result here? Got to keep these kids accountable. Softball Paul checking in, getting in on the action. If you're a car guy, you definitely dig the Fast and the Furious clowning memes. Very interested in how this guy got himself inside of a trash bag like this, but I did think this was funny. Not a drinker when I play, but this one did get me chuckling because I know some people that way. They can't function. They cannot function without a few beers in their system. But this one right here was the winner. And I thought it was freaking hilarious. So I have 7 softball bats and my wife sells 7. How many do I have left? 26. I have 26 bats left. I lied about only having 7. And listen, if you've been playing this game long enough, if you collect bats, if you have a lot of bats, or you like to buy a lot of bats, and you have a significant other, at some point, you have said, oh, this is so-and-so's bat. I didn't buy this. This is so, he just had it delivered here. He was going to be out of town for a couple of days and, didn't want sitting on the front porch or, I was going to get home before he was. So I just, went ahead and, just had it delivered here because he didn't want it sitting out there. Everybody's got those stories, and I'm actually going to go somewhere with this meme. But congratulations to Stan for winning the contest. I've already reached out to him. We're going to get his order on the HB hat here soon. I would like to do something like this again soon, so stay tuned to all the social medias. You never know where it might go down, and we'll do some more giveaways. pitch me outside. How about that? I love the hashtag rip meatloaf in here too. Because like, if you don't know Meatloaf, or you don't know, about him, he just recently passed away. So the Meatloaf meme was just like spot on with the timing. This is deadly accurate as well. Nathan Reed did a great job with this one. This is deadly accurate. You go into the weekend thinking like, yeah, it's going to be a good one, and then you end up grinding out, like 20 games in the losers bracket. It feels like 20 games. It's probably more like 6 or 7. But you grind out these games in the loser bracket, and you think to yourself like, my God, like, is it ever going to end? And until about Wednesday, you don't feel like a normal human again. This one right here, I want to talk about this one. It says, when someone asks you about a bat you never swung, so you got to make up some shit real quick. I've never done this to a certain extent. Now, when it comes to things like the Worth and the Mikan and even the Louisville stuff, listen, guys, I've said it for a long time. It's all the same barrel. If we're talking big barrel Mikan, full ounce, half ounce balance, it's the same barrel, it's the same handle, it's the same everything with different loading. So while I don't necessarily just like pull it completely out of my ass when somebody's asking me about a balanced bat when I swung the end-loaded version, you do just kind of be blunt and say, hey, look, it's a good bat. Buy it with confidence. Have you swung it? Well, no, I haven't. But, I kind of feel like I'm kind of pulling it out of my ass there. But either way, I thought this was really funny. And we all know people that have done this, whether it's to be a part of a conversation or, the guy that thinks every league team's got the guy that knows so much about bats. This is good. I really got a chuckle out of this one. I'm surprised it didn't get more reactions. And then this one, CJ, spot on. When your teammate tries to go backside, but hits the ball 400 feet foul and you yell, good idea. Busted. Oh, man. This one's pretty good. I got a chuckle out of that. This was good, too. 1 month until softball season. If you play tournament ball, if you're into any of that at all, listen, you understand that there's drama involved. It's funny hearing some of the stories of people showing up to acting like douchebags to other people, or act like douchebags to another team, or starting fights or creating all kinds of chaos and trouble. My wife will look at me and say, you call girls dramatic, you softball guys are terrible sometimes, especially when you go play tournaments. But she's right. She's right. But sometimes it's funny to just kind of thrive on that stuff. Just eat it up. Eat it up. It's also another reason I don't run my mouth. I don't want people talking about me. This one is really funny. So our guy Brian and our guy Gabe, whatever you may know him as. So anytime Brian buys a bat, Gabe's got to try it out. And if Gabe likes it, it's their bat. And it's very true. If you've been on a team where they don't have a lot of bats and you're supplying bats, it's like, hey guys, I'm going to miss next week. And somebody says, well, what are we going to do for bats? You're not going to be there. I mean, that shit happens frequently. I just like softball. That's my favorite. I like that one too. Especially if you're a Will Ferrell fan or an Elf fan, you really feel that one. I'm going to hit middle because I'm an outfielder. Yeah, you are. My locals. If you've been there playing co-ed, you feel this meme. Q, where you at? Q, are you still here? Where's Mitchell? I know Mitchell's going to watch this tomorrow. I'll bet he'll comment later. Actually, no, he'll probably just send me a message. Brian had some really good co-ed teams. Still does have a good co-ed team, but when he was first starting up, man, they were the bee's knees in the area. So it was always funny, everybody trying to figure out ways to beat him. It became even a thing for a while, hashtag beat Shimmer. So I forgot when this was circulating around. That's our guy Darren. There's Troy. I think that's Troy back there behind him. I really got a good chuckle out of that. I did have to react to that one. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, I run my mouth in softball because my wife has my back. Yeah, definitely seen a few of those in my day. Let's see. I feel like there's a couple more in here. Chris, you never know what Chris is going to come up with. This was actually the very first one. Now, I thought this was pretty good. I was a little surprised this one didn't get more reactions. But it's funny, though, because, like, oh, sorry. It's so true. 300 bat, some sick sunglasses, some $30 batting gloves, and you don't swing the bat. Or, you know, it's one of those deals where the guy doesn't get out of the infield. But listen, hey, we've all been the swagged out softball guy at one point in our careers. I used to never go anywhere near a softball field without a full dye on. We've all been there. Don't say you haven't. But on to kind of our different topic here, you might say. Getting off of the memes. That was enjoyable, though. You guys did a hell of a job on that. You can also give me some ideas of like some stuff you want to do next for giveaways, contests, post here, post that kind of thing. I'm up for whatever. We can do whatever. Just trying to find a way to give back to you guys, even if it's just a little bit with an HB hat. The BP Hero hats are kind of running limited stock right now. I need to kind of get off my bum and get that going and see about maybe getting some shirts going. Yeah. I know people have been asking about the shirts. The shirts are just a weird thing. I don't like collecting money and then waiting on the shirts to get here. I would so much rather someone pay for a shirt and it be in the mail the next day. But that means I've got to sit on a lot of money waiting for shirts to sell. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do there. We're going to figure something out. And maybe some new designs too. I need to quit being cheap and lazy and get someone to do some artwork for me for some t-shirts. My wife has been hounding me about that every time I talk about t-shirts. And she's right. Maybe I'll do that on my next couple of days off, right? So, the grind. Kind of what we're all here for. And kind of, like I said in the intro, the grind is something that can be very consuming. It's definitely hit or miss with me. Sometimes I'm really like super motivated, and other times like, man, it's just like I'll get to it when I get to it. This time of year is really tough. Like I'm itching to play softball. I really want to post content, but I just don't have a lot of content. And then I kind of get carried away, go out and film a ton of content, and I've got it all just sitting on top of me with no way to post it or get it out or anything. God bless America. I think everybody in the house just died. Anyway. So yeah, it's one of those things, trying to find a way to keep yourself motivated. Yes, I understand. I'm not Bat Bros. I never will be for a multitude of reasons. But, you know, our main YouTube channel is, you know, at 11,000 subscribers. But the persistence is key. We got guys, you know, we got Batfoot BP. We got Fat Guy BP. We got Softball Paul. Big Ben BP, I believe, is another one. He's kind of an up-and-comer. Been posting a little bit of content. And kind of the main takeaway to those guys and anybody thinking about doing this. Listen, it's super easy. If you're wheeling and dealing bats all the time, or if you know people that have a lot of bats, like literally all it takes is a video or two a month, sometimes even. A video a week. You know, whatever you want to do. You don't have to even commit to like, what do you want to call it? Posting don't. One thing I have found is don't say, it's going to be up on Wednesday. Don't give yourself that deadline. Something will go wrong. I'm telling you. Something will go wrong. But it's super easy to get into this thing. It really is. The biggest thing is going to be monetarily. Just buying bats is going to cost you money. If you're trying to buy bats to do this, it's going to cost you money. There's no doubt about it. But like I said, if you're one of those people that like to try out a lot of bats, you're wheeling and dealing bats, or if you have a friend that does and likes swinging bats, listen, man, it's easy. You can go to Best Buy, Amazon, anywhere, get yourself a $40 tripod and a $25 mount that holds your phone onto the tripod, and you're set. You're set. That's it. That's all you need. As far as the filming side of things, it's the filming and the content's not the hard part, and that's what some people that I run into at the ballpark that want to talk about YouTube stuff, which I'm totally up for and here for and everything else. Everybody says, oh yeah, you go out and film it and take 20 minutes to kind of edit it up and it's easy, man. It's really pretty cool. It's like, man, if you only knew. Nobody's perfect. First of all, nobody's perfect. So if I have a good round of BP, thank God. Especially if it's a bat I don't like and I do have a decent round with it, I'm done. My content's filmed. I can be done with the bat. But you're banking on having a good round of BP. You're banking on having a good pitcher. You're banking on weather conditions. You're banking on the sun being in the right spot so your shot's not ruined. And then once you get everything filmed, the trick is the editing. And there is a few different ways you can go about the editing. I know that Windows has maybe an editing software in there still. If you are an Apple guy, you can obviously, I'm sure Androids do too, but I don't have an Android. If you're an Apple guy, you can even edit videos right from your phone. I've even done that a couple of times. I think it was the Pure NDM2 and maybe one other one. I just filmed one big long video and just went through and cut all the swings out with the editing software that's built into the phone. But you got to see everything. Basically, my rule of thumb is everything that you film, plan on about double to 2.5 times the length of the video just to edit it. So if it's a 20-minute video, plan on editing taking at least 40 to 60 minutes. Seriously. By the time you get everything cut out, you get everything edited the way you want. If you're doing voiceovers, then you got voiceovers to add. Any kind of special effects or pictures or anything you have to add, you have to get all that put in there and blend it in there, get all the transitions right. It's time consuming, but I'm telling you, I'm not saying all this to like scare people off, because it's super simple. Seriously, you could literally do it just as easy as go out, film your video, come back, edit your video, talk about the bat at the beginning or end, even put it in the description below the video if you don't want to talk to the camera or do a voiceover, that kind of thing. There's 1,000 different ways to do videos. There was a person a while back that was trying to do videos, and I'm sitting here watching this person trying to do these videos, and like, I don't care. It's free range. It's a free world, but it was literally the exact same way I was doing mine. It's kind of like, just be creative, go out and do your own thing, do your signature thing. That's what makes it unique. If everybody did their videos the same way, it wouldn't be worth watching multiple channels. I watch other people's content, and you should be willing to put in the time to make it the way you want. If it's kind of one of those things where you do it and you're just mimicking what other people are doing, it has no signature to it, if you kind of follow what I'm saying. it has to be your unique thing. I mean, like I said, it's one of those things that's got to be unique to you. Because if we all did it the same, it wouldn't be entertaining. So just take the time to edit it how you want. It can be as simple, like I said, as just cutting it down, cutting the bumps out. Or you could even do, I know that there's some guys, I don't do TikTok. I hate TikTok. I despise of it and everything it represents. Sorry for the people that listen to this, that watch it. I can't stand it. But I know that there are softball people that also do TikTok as well. And some of that stuff are super quick to the point. Guys creating content on there, that's cool. That's the way you want to do things. It can be literally as much as a 1 minute long video to do what you need to do. That's the cool thing about it. You can do them however you want. You can do them unedited. You can edit them up. You can cut them down. You can literally swing a bat 5 times and just post video of it. Not even necessarily a review. If you're not comfortable saying you're reviewing a bat, just say you're swinging the bat. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a full-blown review where you give everybody your thoughts of the barrel, the feedback, the handle flex, the end load. Just say, this is me swinging this bat. Got a chance to try it, so here's my swings. Like, comment, subscribe, keep up for the next, with the channel, for the next upcoming content. I'm swinging this next. Minute, 2 minutes, however long you want to do it. There's a million different ways. But consume yourself in doing it. Consume yourself in the process. Don't consume yourself in the end goal of, oh, this video's perfect or this video's not so good. I mean, I've posted some videos before that I just had to look away as I posted to make it public. Just being 100% honest with you. There's videos that I've had to just, God, like, this is terrible. It's so cringe. But it's maybe either something where I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone or just something that I did my best to make something of what I had. It's testing your creativity, And that's how you learn as well. Testing your creativity is how you learn. And that's not just like in YouTube and video editing. That's in life. Go outside of your comfort zones. I've been on Brian. Brian, if you're listening to this, I've been on him for, months to come on the podcast. You guys would absolutely love him on here. Some of the conversations that he and I have, I'm like, man, I wish I could just secretly record these and post them. It's so easy to listen to. Like he and I see eye to eye on a lot of things, but he's not afraid to disagree with me either. And I feel like that's what makes a good 2-person podcast. It's when I used to like having snacks on here a lot. We can agree on a lot of things, but it's okay to disagree too. It's okay to have your own opinion. It's okay to debate. And Brian and I do those things, and it's just good. But circling back, consume yourself in the process to get there, because what that's going to do is keep you coming back for more. If you consume yourself in starting a YouTube channel and posting a video, all right, well, you started your channel, you posted your video, now what? You wait for views? Do you go out and promote it? Do I just grind this out? Do I wait for people to see it? No, you got to consume yourself in going out and getting more. Go out and get more. Go out and get more. Find different ways to do said things. The process doesn't even have to be the same. You can do the process a lot of different ways to get an end result. Me and Adam and Paul and John and all these other guys, we all do it a different way, but in the end, it's all still a softball video. John is Bat Flip BP. John has his radar readings, his radar set up to announce the speed of every ball that he hits in his video. That's different from anybody else. It's not my style, it's his style. It's what he wants to do, so he does it. That's what he enjoys. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. Don't be afraid to step out and do yours. I'm serious. Just sit back and look at yourself. Sit back and look at it and say, you know what? Instead of buying that $200 bat, what if I went out and bought a tripod and a phone? I'm going to tell you something. Everybody's spending thousands of dollars on cameras, or I shouldn't say thousands, but spending $600-700 on a fancy camera and a microphone and this and that, whatever else. Some of the best cameras on the market today are what you're probably listening to this on, and it's in your hand. It's a phone. Yes, there are high-dollar cameras with all kinds of crazy technology. They could potentially do better, but I'm here to tell you now, phones are awesome. They're simple. They're easy to use. They don't have all kinds of crazy settings like a camera. Just doing everything from a phone could get you so far. To the fact that I've even considered selling my computer and using my phone in a tablet, using my iPhone in an iPad, using the editing software on there, and just doing it that way. Super simple, to the point. You can airdrop everything back and forth. There's a million different ways to do this, guys. I encourage you, if you are passionate about this sport, to go out and do it. Don't be afraid of what people have to say. And you will find, yes, everybody always talks about the assholes on the internet, right? Because it's human nature. Human nature is to focus on negativity. By nature, we all focus on negativity, negative things, the worst outcome, the worst result, the worst possible thing that can happen. It's a primal instinct. It's natural instinct to remember the bad things, so you don't do those things again. And if you've ever done something and you got hurt, that's the first thing that sticks out in your mind the second you get close to putting yourself in that situation again, so you don't. You don't remember all the times you succeeded, but by human nature, you focus on the bad things that happen. Just the same as you focus on the bad things that happen on the internet. You post a video of you swinging. Somebody says your swing looks dumb. Somebody says you're too short to be doing this, or your swing looks funny, or you're too fat, or your swing is terrible. What level ball do you play? You shouldn't be doing this unless you can do that. Then tell them to go do it. If you care, go out there and do it. Don't be afraid. I'm here to help anybody that wants to get into it. And I can guarantee you that Adam and John and Paul and these other guys, you ask them, they'll give you their opinion. They'll try and be helpful. I promise you. They're great guys. Consume yourself in the grind. And that's also as a hitter. Getting it even away from being like a content creator. Consume yourself in getting better as a hitter. The grind, right? Don't look for the end result. Don't say, I want to hit 800 for a tournament. Because then what happens when you hit 800 for a tournament? Okay, well, you hit 800 for a tournament. Or I want to hit 800 for a season. Don't set the bar like that. The way to set the bar is to consume yourself in getting better. Consume yourself in not chasing a number, chasing a result. Like going out and hitting BP. Like when it comes to tee work, I used to do a lot of tee work on this channel. And I don't, luckily, because I have came across a good pitcher now. Brian and I are best friends. If it's softball related and it's not like as far as like a team event, because he and I are on two different teams. If it's softball related, there's a decent chance that he and I are doing it together off the field. And it's been a lot of fun. Brian was never a bad player, but it's been a lot of fun watching Brian progress from the day I took him under my wing, you might say, and invested in him. I invested my time in him. Like the genuine like care, the want to get better, the care to get better. It was there from like the first day. How do you do this? Well, how'd you do that? So when you do this, do you do that? Ask questions. And now, after the things that he's learned, and not all of it has been for me, but it's been a lot of fun for me to help him progress and get better, to the point now that he can see things that I'm doing. And he'll tell me, stand tall, stand up, drive through, don't chop. It's all kinds of little cues. And some of that comes from, yes, seeing me hit all the time, but it's also recognizing something that somebody else may not see. Because when I first started playing this game, I shit you not, like on one of these days, I'm going to go back out there and film it just to laugh at it. I could not hit a ball out of a 230-foot field. That's a true story. I'm not saying I'm some kind of ringer, but to say that I can't hit a ball out of a 230-foot field, to be where I'm at today, like people don't believe me when I tell them that. They'll, oh, whatever. And that's real. So I've came a long ways, and I taught myself a decent amount along the way, but I did have help. But you have to go out to BP and focus on something to get better. When you're in BP, you don't have to say, oh, I'm going to, hit every ball just to the right of the screen. I'm going to hit every ball down the third base line. I'm going to hit every ball down the right field line. You don't have to take BP like that. There's people that do, and that's great. It works for them, whatever. But the main thing I want you to do is walk away from BP saying, hey, I got better. I got better today. That went well. And then when you see the big thing is carrying it over to a game. Go do whatever you want in BP. But if you're not trying to transfer it over to a game, then you wasted your time in BP. And there's people that do enjoy just going out swinging and doing that thing just for something to do. It's a way to get out of the house. You like hanging with the boys and hitting softballs. Cool. But while you're there, why not try and get better? If you're trying to hit I've seen guys go out, I'm going to work on hitting the right field line today. And they'll almost master hitting the right field line. And then they get back in the game and everything is pull. Pull, 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 pull. Left center gap, pull down the third base line. I'm not saying you're wasting everybody's time, because at the end of the day, if you went out there and looked at someone and said, "Hey, you're wasting my time," then you're probably not there for the right reason. You should never look at someone and say, "Well, that was a waste of your time, a waste of my time." You went out and tried to hit the right field line a bunch of times and went and pulled the ball. That's selfish for someone to say, but it's something that you have to kind of ask yourself, like, what am I doing here? If you go out and, you say you want to hit BP and get better, focus on some goals. Don't be afraid to do T-work. The big thing with doing T-work, I was talking with a good friend of mine this week. He says, when you do T-work, what's your focus? He says, I always see guys, trying to hit big towering home runs off the tee. Is that what you focus on? Is that what you should be doing? Personally, no. In my honest and personal opinion, hitting for mega distance off of a tee is not a good thing. I'm not saying it can't be done, and I'm not saying I haven't tried doing it. But man, it's just not conducive to go out to the field, set up a tee, and just try and hit every ball further than the last one. It just doesn't really get you anywhere, in my opinion. The biggest thing you can do if you're doing tee work, hit line drives. They don't have to be, and when I say line drives, I'm not talking like the frozen ropes that are 4 feet off the ground and carry all the way to the fence. Yes, that is a line drive, but I'm just talking strike the ball solid. Build up the muscle memory of striking the ball the way you want to strike the ball. 9 times out of 10 when I'm doing tee work, I'm shooting for a line drive, usually somewhere in the vicinity of over the second base bag, and that does a number of things for me. It kind of trues up my swing in terms of you can work left or right from there. You lock in that swing, you can work left or right from there, and you're gonna really hone in the ball striking. backspinning a ball and cutting a ball doesn't necessarily mean chopping at it and cleaving at it. And I've seen guys try and cut a ball so hard the bat head damn near hits the ground in front of them. They're trying to cut it so hard. Man, listen. You want to cut a ball and you want to do it right. Learn how to keep the bat head flat through the ball. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. Trust me. Trust me. If you've seen my videos, you know. But again, comparing back to where I first started playing this game, watching some of my swings, like it's almost like a look away kind of thing. Like I cannot believe how bad it used to be. I used to chop at everything. And when I say chop, I mean chop. I mean like I was the guy that was, his bat head was almost hitting the ground in front of him. He was just trying to cut everything as hard as he could. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hit a home run. And it would be so funny, you know. It's like, oh, drop your shoulder, hit a home run. So I was like, okay. So with this big, crazy, aggressive downswing I had, I dropped my shoulder, and all that would happen was I'd hit a line drive off the fence. Because now that I've dropped my shoulder with this big, dumb-looking swing angle, now I'm actually getting level and cutting through the ball. And I never could have. It used to make me so mad. But you gotta learn as you go. You gotta learn as you go. Ball striking is a big one. Ball striking is a big one. If you're in the grind, you're consuming yourself in the process of getting better. Consume yourself in never miss hitting a ball. That's kind of one thing that I do pride myself in, at least BP wise, and a decent amount of the time when it comes to game swings. My miss hits aren't going to come on the bat. They're going to be on the ball. Like I can. That's why I get away with the short barrels. And can do a decent job controlling a short barrel. I can strike it in a pretty consistent spot on the barrel. If I miss, it's on the ball. I'm not saying I haven't hit my fair share of in-cappers, but for the most part, everything is off the barrel. That's going to give you so many different advantages. Every ball you hit is going to be harder than it would be if you got out of balance or you took a swing in a bad pitch. If everything's barrel, everything's at least hit hard. Up, down, on the ground, through the infield, whatever. If you're living on the barrel, work on striking the ball in a good spot to get it to go in your money. Real quick, Inspected Dex wants to know, is Softball Fans Forum officially dead? No, it is back. There was just a little bit of downtime there, and it does look like they got it fixed. I went over and just kind of snooped around for a minute. I didn't log in or anything, but it does look like the forum is back. So continuing, just real quick here. I cut these off in an hour, so I'm not going to go too much further. But just like I said, consuming yourself in the grind, whether it's the content creation, whether it's getting better as a hitter, and dude, use it for both. I can promise you that again, John and Adam and Paul, these other guys have become better hitters from going out and not necessarily trying all these different bats, but taking these swings, and it's something to kind of make you focus on too. Talk about ball striking. You get to the point where it's, man, listen, we might be able to shoot 3 reviews today. I've done that before. Brian and I have actually got 3 reviews in before because we did such a good job being consistent with the bat. Now, it can even be something that we don't care for specs wise. But if you're consistent with striking the ball and using the ball in using the bat in a good way, it makes things so much easier. It makes filming content easier, makes being a hitter easier, and especially carrying that over to games. It makes you better. There's no question about it. Absolutely no question about it. And kind of something else, talking about the process, the things of getting better. Going out and kind of hitting with different people sometimes. I do that. Brian and I, whether it's inviting different people or going and hitting with different people. New views are good. as far as getting out, hitting with different people, seeing the way they do things, hitting it, dude, even hitting in different fields, something to just keep your mind jogging and wondering, because you kind of get in the monotony of things sometimes. I've been there for sure. That's kind of one of the main things that brought me to the cue of swing at it because you want to, not because you have to. Because how many guys have you seen go to BP and just swing, and just swing, and just swing, and just swing, and then they walk away and it's like, well, it was a good round. It was all right, I guess. I didn't really know what I was doing up there. Like, why? Like, have a purpose. And that's why I don't necessarily like picking the same spot to hit a ball every time. Like, swing it because you want to, not because you like, all right, I have to hit this pitch down the right field line because that's what I'm working on. No, you should hit that pitch because you want to hit it. I don't care where it goes. Hit it because you want to, you know? If you want to blow one out in left center and then hit one down the right field line and then come back down the third base line, or if you want to hit 10 balls back up the middle, do it because you want to, not because you think you have to. And the same thing in a game. Be aggressive. Not swing at 3-1 pitches all the time aggressive. You know, we've had that discussion on the podcast, right? But again, like swing at a pitch because you want to. Get in the box with confidence. I know I've said this before on the podcast, maybe a couple of different times. Pardon my French for those at home. I'll give you like 3 seconds to turn this down. But 1, 2, 3. So listen, sometimes when you get in the box, you just got to tell yourself, look, I'm a bad motherfucker. Tell yourself that. And see if you don't want to swing the bat. It's not 3-2, it's close, I got to swing. No. 3-2, it's close. Here it comes. Look out. That's what you tell yourself when you hit that pitch. Not, I had to swing because it was close. Sorry, guys. No, hey, who wants it? 3-2 pitch. It's outside. Who wants it? Who wants to field it? That's the mentality you have to give yourself. You have to give yourself that mentality. 100%. Tell me one professional athlete. I don't care the sport. Tell me one professional athlete that said, I tackled, he was running by, so I tackled him. Yeah, I was open, so I shot. I didn't want to shoot, but I was open. You know, a baseball player, he hung a curveball. I was looking for a fastball, but he hung a curveball, so the guys are going to get mad if it didn't swing. No. That stuff does not happen. What happens? That football player says, hey, look, you're near me. I'm taking you down. Listen to some of the mic'd up stuff that these football players talk about. Talking confident. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't go to a softball field and try and get hyped up and get in people's heads. But like talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Say, yeah, when you're playing the field, like, if I can dare you hit it over here. Come on. Quickest way back to the dugout is in this glove. Be that football player. Go get that guy. Don't get him because he's running by. Get him because you want him. Be that basketball player. This is open. Buckets. Know what's going in before you even shoot it. And that baseball player hitting that hanging curveball. Like, hey, hang me another one. I'll hit it too. Be confident in yourself. Those are all things that are part of the grind. Those are all things that are part of the process. There's so many different things. You can't just consume yourself in one goal. There should not be one goal. There should not be what's your end goal. I have a lot of end goals. Even me personally. With this YouTube channel, with softball, with a lot of things. But there's a lot of different things that go into the process to get you to that point, right? Just remember that, okay? Be confident. Do it because you want to. Just the same as you should go and click the subscribe button, like the video, comment wherever you see it posted. Go over to thebphero.com and subscribe there too if you haven't already. Swing hard in case you hit it. The BP Hero will catch you next time.